All right, good afternoon, everybody. Crypto lockdown, something that we've just started a couple of days ago, just to keep everybody connected, chat, find out what's happening from all around the world. We've got an exceptional crypto community at the moment between the HODLNOTS, the TrendSigs, and the Landman report. And we started off with just sharing some what's going on in the crypto world and how people can make an extra income while in lockdown. And then it started just growing from there. And now we will give some updates on a daily basis, especially on South Africa, what we can. And that's why we've got Higu Panikert from Global Kingdom that will give us a 5 to 10 minute update on what's the progress of the community care network that we're busy establishing, and where is help needed, and any information that we are allowed to share with you online. We will share here, and then we really invite people from all around the world to join us. Come online, tell us how's it going. I mean, it's not a lot, but it helps to just connect with people from all over. Just chat, it's going to keep you sane. I know it's difficult to keep sanity with this market the way it's going, but it looks like it's stabilizing and following the patterns that our TA's trading analyst has got. So yeah, lots of excitement, lots of scary times, but between us, I'm sure we can form a nice, strong, solid community to keep us going. Higu, so I'm going to keep quiet. I'm going to hand it over to you, and yeah, you know what to explain, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dewald. Much appreciated. So we are in a very critical week where we need to put down a communications network with the entire population of South Africa. The best infrastructure to do that is, of course, through Facebook. So we need to open up this week a Facebook group for each and every ward in South Africa. There are 4,500 wards and almost 300 municipalities. So that will be our informational system where we can disperse information to the communities out there, even to the guys who don't yet believe up till today that Corona is a real thing. And also so that we can hear what is happening in the communities, so that the communities can communicate with us and say, we've got no food over here. Everyone is outside, it's havoc. I'm in a position of where I am being assaulted or molested. This communication system via Facebook will be literally used to give the people on the ground in the communities a voice that they can raise their hands and say, please come and help. And on the other side, on the other hand, where we can come and we can get help out to them as soon as possible, whether it's the police, whether it is a blanket, whether it is food, whether it is go to and isolate a sick person or get an elderly on a ventilator. So it is extremely important for us that we would be able to roll out this network this week. Now, what we need is we basically are asking you to donate an hour of your day for the next week to open up Facebook groups. There is a blueprint group. It will take you, once you have the thing, understand what you need to do, go and get the picture for the background, copy and paste some info in there. It will take you something like 2 minutes to open the group, and you can only open about 30 groups a day before Facebook would start blocking you. So 2 minutes, 30 of them, it's about 1 hour that it will take you to just open up another 30 wards in South Africa. So I'm once again asking as many as possible people, just raise your hand to donate an hour a day. It will cost you some of your data. And then we can, as quickly as possible, roll out this informations platform for us to the communities and the communities to us, even the communities with one another. Now, we are talking to local radio stations, and local radio stations will also come in. to tell the people, hey guys, you need to go and register on that ward. So thank you for those in your group who have already said, listen, here am I. The first thing that you need to do is to befriend me on Facebook, and I will just put the link down there, because you need to make me an admin on that group. And then we will show you the blueprint group, give you a list, and it will basically just be something like Swane Community Care Network Ward 1, same thing Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4. It's a copy and paste thing. So if you have any questions, please do ask. There's no other such network existing in South Africa. No single government website would be able to serve people. Then, as you know, once again, the communities will not be heard. So really, the success of this thing would mean that the guy over there in the furthest corners of the country would be able to get his voice out, to let us know that there's hunger there, or rioting, or sickness, and that we can get aid to him as quickly as possible. Thank you, Dewald.
Hugo, can you maybe just tell us a little bit more about CCN? What's the purpose, sole purpose of the Community Care Network, and what's your involvement with other municipalities, or how far does it stretch, and why is it important that people don't go off and start their own community, but rather join you?
Right. So as you know, the army has been deployed in various government institutions to handle this current situation. And we have two major organizations here. Firstly, our organization, the Kingdom Global Group, and then specifically the war veterans. These are retired generals who really are people with soft hearts, but they are professional, they know what they do. They are giving a proposal. We as group are presenting a proposal to government to say, use us. And so this link between us with the war veterans and the South African Army gives us a real edge that you won't have in any other case. So we will have the full backup of the South African government, starting with the South African Defense to roll out the system. The veterans, the war veterans, already do have their people in all the wards of South Africa. So there's, of course, also a military radio station that can keep on functioning, even if the lights would go off, worst case scenarios, there would be no data, then they would be able to still connect the communities through radio and solar and so on. So we have the backup of those structures, making us definitely the one and only choice to work with.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Hugo. Just maybe pop your email address and your Facebook link in the chat group. And then just on a last question, you will provide the information and even the training, but I presume anybody who's going to send you an email, you will be in touch with them to tell them exactly what to do and how to do. So you don't have to be a social media expert. You'll take them step by step what is necessary and how to help.
Absolutely. Yes, I will do so. I will send it to you. And even your mother, who has recently come on Facebook because she wants to post pictures of the grandchildren, we'd be able to help her to do it. So you don't need to be a crypto IT expert. You don't need to be a Java boffin for this. Thank you for that. Appreciate
Fantastic.
it.
Thanks, Hugo. And then basically it's not just the Facebook. Anybody who's got any sort of time or even funds available, or even the capability of driving around, doctors, nurses, vets, or anybody with a specific purpose, or what do you call it, a profession, that is willing to push up their hands and say, listen, this is what I can do, I can help in X, Y, and Z. They can also contact you, even if it's not just Facebook pages creating.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Hugo, and we will be in touch, and best of luck there. And yeah, Hugo said he will pop in every day for a couple of minutes. I know you're very busy, Higu, to give us an update, like I said earlier, as much as what he's allowed to give. So it won't always just be he will share information with us when and where possible. All right, Higu, thank you very much. Your link, I don't see it in the chat group there yet. Maybe, yeah, your email address, thank you, and your Facebook page so that people can start following you. And just on that note, I know we've got various religions, non-religion, religious people, whatever faith-based people on here, even though it says the Kingdom Global Group, even if you're not a Christian, it doesn't matter. This is not about a specific faith. It is about humanity. So jump in and don't get a fright. We're not going to push the Bible down your throat or try and convert you all of a sudden. We just want to play our role in helping everybody around the world. So yeah, please jump in and help. Thanks, Higu. All right, so what else is on here? Let's see, Higu. Okay, what we want to do, back to crypto. A lot of people are on here for the crypto specific chats and whatever the case is. What we want to try and achieve, there's a good possibility or a very good possibility that the lockdown will be extended. So it gives those of us at home with internet and already in crypto the perfect opportunity to build up a financial platform or financial support for yourself after all of this. So we want to put out a challenge to everybody that's in crypto. And Wendy is going to come online. Wendy, I hope you're ready. But between TrendSig, the Marius Landman to know it, and Bitcoin Trend Forecast and HODLNOTS, we want to put a challenge out there. And I'm going to explain it how we're going to do it. That you do at least a 2 to 5% on any percentage of your portfolio per day profit. If you can achieve that, you will be a very happy person at the end of this lockdown. And we will use part of these communications on a daily basis to assist you with that. Now, the idea is what we found the past 2 weeks with all the commotions and difficulty that went on, is a lot of people started losing money or got frustrated or started making mistakes of the market is going up and then they jump back in. The market is going down, then they jump out, and each time they're doing that, they're losing money. So we really want to try and see how we can flatten that mistake and rather get you a 2% to a 5% profit every day. So I'm going to hand that over to Wendy, and Wendy can explain how the HODLNOTS or her HODLNOT group does that quite successfully. Well, most of them. I'm one of them. So yeah, Wendy, over to you.
Hello, everybody. It's great to see there's so many people on here. I didn't have a clue. You got 60 people online. That's awesome. And I know almost all of you. Not personally, but I know you. There's a lot of HODLNOTS on here. So welcome. And yeah, I'm happy to talk about it. I'm in the den fairly regularly. I've been a little bit less in the den this last week because I'm working on some new materials and upgrading and revising constantly what we do in scalp trading. We keep it very, very simple. I learned how to do this and I taught myself how to do this. And it took me about 1.5 years through trial and error, lost income, bad trades, good trades, and what I did right and what I did wrong. And most of the HODLNOTS are learning how to do it and profit their first week. And usually by week number 2, everybody's pretty happy with being the HODLNOT and making the percentage gains. Diavold is my actual business partner. He does all the administrative stuff. He does business development. He works the website. He does a lot of promotion for HODLNOTS, and he is a HODLNOT as well. He was one of the first people that I actually trained, but I've also trained quite a few people to do what I do, and they've actually taken it to the next level. So we have an incredible community of people that are in our den, our private trading den, that have far surpassed me in TA. I mean, bar none, these people have taken it and just zoomed. The issue that we're having though, and I have to bring some people back down to scalping level, is that because there's different forms of trading, they're mixing them all up. And this is a problem. And so I have to bring them back to scalping, because scalping is totally different. With scalping, we don't use Marius's reports, because those reports are intended for long-term trading, and they're intended to farm coins. And everybody needs to understand that 80% of my money, a good 80% of it, that's what I do with it. And I increase my income that way. I take what's left, 20%, and then I scalp trade. I'm not a big day trader because I'm not into TA. I'm not into all that good stuff, but you either love TA or you don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. So I'll just be upfront and honest with you. I like a little bit of TA, but TA, what I have found out, doesn't really work with scalp trading. You spend too much time overthinking it, and this is what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people make a couple good trades, and then they're off putting lots of money on the line and money that they need bills to pay with their bills. Don't do that. The best way that I try and teach people how to scalp trade is you should never lose more than $10 on a trade. If you're a beginning scalper, do not scalp with more than $10. And $10 on a trade is a lot of money if you're consistently losing. It will add up, but it's better than losing big money. So I trained Karen. I think Karen's on the call today. Karen, I spoke out after, I trained her privately in the very beginning, and then I decided that, you know, Karen was going to be my very best scalp trader, and she's lived up to that and developed her own unique method and way of scalp trading. And I think a lot of people will do that in time. But what we want to do is, during this time where everybody is having a rough time with this coronavirus and stuck at home, we want to be able to have an avenue where you can scalp trade and make money. And we don't want people to lose money. So the way I teach you is to use a safety net and to set your, and I think I've also heard Alex saying that he does this as well. So there are a lot of seasoned people on here that actually do use that safety net, and we use it for a reason, because we know crypto can go up and down in a bounce of that, a flash of an eye. But if you have your safety net in, meaning that when you buy into a coin and it starts going up while you're in profit, it could turn and go south on you. You set your sell limit, your stop limit, or your limit order. You set it at your buy-in, so that as you're going up, if it crashes, you've not lost any money. The only thing you've lost is a transaction fee. A lot of people aren't taking the time to set their safety net. As your coin keeps going up, you move up, you cancel it. It takes a little bit of effort, guys, to cancel your order and put another one in a little bit higher, but it's the safe way to do it. We teach that in our class. I think Duvald wanted me to show you. I just pulled 2 examples of scalps that I did. Now, I don't want people to take the amount of money that I, yes, go ahead.
I'll stop my screen share and then you can share yours.
Okay, thanks. So I don't want people to scalp trade with as much money as I scalp trade with. You have to realize that sometimes I trade with a little bit more than I should, but don't follow me. Just but I'm going to give you 2 examples, because Theobald wanted me to show you recent examples of how you can make 2% or 5%. And I think there are enough HODLNOTers on here that can give us their little story that they can consistently make that. Peter is one of them. We call him Crazy Eights. His very first trade he ever did, he made 8% profit. And from there, we called him Crazy Eights. And now he tries to live up to that 8% profit every single time, which is rock. You know, I didn't want to put that on him, but you know, it's what he got. But we also have another one that we call Lucky 7, because he got 7%. I mean, percentage gain is what we talk about in HODLNOTs. Everybody is not as well to do as some other person, and everybody has a set amount that they can trade with. You can scalp trade with as little as $10, and Karen is a perfect example, starting with $10 and now in the hundreds. I don't know, she may be in thousands by now. She can tell her story. But what I'm saying is you don't have to have hundreds of dollars to scalp trade. in order to make hundreds of dollars. It does take longer, but it's something that you can do with your time while you're sitting at home. If you take 10 and you turn it into 20, and you take 20 and turn it into 40, before you know it, you're going to have 50 turning into 100, 100 turning into 200. It does take time, it does take practice, and it does take effort. But working with the community is the key advantage that we have, guys. It's not me teaching, okay? I teach you a very simple way. Other people can teach scalp trading, okay? It's what we do in the den, that we work alongside of you, making sure that you have your best effort. If you trade alone and trade on the side, you're more apt to make mistakes. But if you trade with a group in the same coin that we're trading, or one of the top few, we have a lot of really good seasoned people in there that can help guide you. If I'm not in there, they're in there a lot more than me, because I'm constantly working on materials. But I'm going to share my screen with you now, and I'm just going to go ahead and show you one of these examples. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, while Wendy is busy setting up her screen, we can see it. Wendy does talk very, very fast, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Keep up, but don't feel shy to chat or ask questions in the chat box. But yeah, it is.
Okay, thank you, Theobald. And that is true. If you take the course, I try to talk slower, but the thing is, we have so much material to get in 5 days. But that's why we let you take it more than one time, is so that you can listen and listen and listen again. And we do record it so you can get it the third time. But I'll try and talk slower so everybody can get it. All right, I get it. Okay, so let's do this. Here's one example, and I did this just back in February, okay? You can see the amount of time that I took on this. This is an example of what a scalp trade looks like. I was scalping at 22.52. I scalp traded this coin, which is not a coin that I want long-term. I don't care about the coins. And this is where scalp trading is different. I don't care if I'm in Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the good coins that I want for long-term. I want the coin that's making the money at the top of the food chain right at the moment. And that could be any coin, but it's not a coin I'm going to get stuck in or that I want to. But I was scalp trading STX. I market bought it, and I bought it at $17.94. That was the price at the time that I wanted in, because I saw the coin was a good time to buy. I bought 2,318 of these coins, and the amount of money I was playing with was 0.04 of a Bitcoin. Okay, on an average, most people can trade with it. Well, not most people, but the $400 is a steady amount that you can do on a trade and make some decent money. Okay, you have to have money to make money, obviously, but we're looking at percentage gains. Okay, so I started out with just shy of about $400, and I bought the coin. It filled, the order filled. Now you can see that I tried to come in and buy on a limit order, or I tried to sell on a limit order, and I set my limit order at 1921. I was being quite greedy from 1794 to 1921. However, I saw that I wasn't going to make it. You know, I set my limit high, wasn't going to be filled. It was going to turn around and come down, and I needed to take my profit, so I canceled that order. And at 23.26, okay, which was 34 minutes, I was in this coin. This was a longer scalp than normal, but I saw market sold it, and I filled 2,935 coins at 0.05 of a Bitcoin. So I put it down here very easily for you in 30 minutes. Was I bought $389 in, and I cashed out with $516 in my pocket. So when you take and you minus and subtract that, I made $128 profit in 30 minutes, or 32.9% profit. That is something very simple that you can do when a coin is running. You can do that. I held on to this coin for 30 minutes waiting for this buy-in. But, you know, you can see that in 34 minutes time, I made $128. You times that times 2. If I do 2 of those in an hour, that's pretty good hourly rate. Okay, so those people who are looking at wanting 2% or 5%, 32% is a really good scalp trade. And then I have another example that I show. I'm going to bring out number 2, if it'll let me. Maybe not. Hold on. Let's move that one out of the way and go to E2. E2 doesn't want to come up. Okay, E2 does. Okay, so here's another example that I give to show you again. I did this on the next day. This is the very next day I scalped. I bought into LTO. I did a limit buy. I was fortunate enough to be able to get a limit buy in, which doesn't happen often. And that canceled because, as you can see, I was trying to do that. I always try and do a limit order. Doesn't always work. It started rocking. I didn't get it filled. So I went in with a market buy. I bought 1,114 of these coins. And I was gambling with a little bit more money, $604 to start is what I was playing with. And the coin was rocking. It was going up and I was excited. And I thought, this is going up, up, up. I want to make some more money because I was getting greedy, you know, and sometimes we have to just chop ourselves down for that. But I ended up buying more of the coin. I bought in again when it got up to 1440. As you can see, at 1440, I would have made a great profit. However, I decided to buy more. Okay, I bought the spike, which is something you normally don't do, but I'm a risky person, so I bought some more and that order filled. Now, immediately after I got greedy, the market turned and I ended up selling, and I sold the second batch at a loss. It started coming down and it came down from 1440 to 1394 and I got out of the coin. Now, as you can see, by the time it was all said and done, I'm just showing you here that you can get greedy. I bought in with another $224. So I had about $1,000 in this coin, $975. But after I made the little mini loss and the big profit, it came out that I was $151 in profit when it was all said and done. And it took me 17 minutes to do that trade, but I made 18.33% profit. Okay, 7 minutes, I bought more coins and I lost. So had I not had that little loss in there and not been greedy and just kept to my training myself, talking to self, I would have made a little bit more than that profit. But as you can see, this is just another example in 17 minutes how I made 18% profit. And, you know, as Diaval was telling me, if there are some people out there that if they can just make a 5% profit every day, they're going to be okay through this little storm that we have. So those are the two examples that I wanted to share with you. Those are recent examples that were in February. There's a whole lot more. And I'm sure that Diaval can probably invite any number of fairly new HODLNOTs, because there's quite a few on here, and that maybe can share their experience. But what we try and set out to do is to make sure that everybody profits. I mean, that's the key. We want you safe trading. Everybody tells you that day trading and scalp trading is dangerous. It is if you don't do it properly. If you go on in and your emotions are on the coins and you have to have that money to survive on, you're inevitably, the odds are going to rack up against you and you're going to make mistakes and you're going to be stuck in coins and you're going to lose money and then you're going to feel worse than you ever started. So there are people that come back to me and say, Wendy, this just isn't working for me. I'm not getting it. They reach out, we reset them. I trade with them privately. I'll give them a private training on the side and we'll get you back to where you need to be if you get off on the beaten path. But we learn more and more how to correct these problems and we have new indicators that we're coming out with now that are even more able to predict a profit for you. And the fact that the group is so incredible that you trade with when you get on there, you know, you'll partner up with a few that are really, really good and they'll ride you to profits. But 2% to 5%, I can pretty much say that you're going to make that if you give it a go and you're sincere about learning. There is a lot of material to learn, but it's not something that's too difficult that you can't. I'm not teaching at the TA level. That's TrendSig. So if you really like that technical analysis, those are your experts in that area. I will teach you the indicators and I will teach you the platform and I will teach you how to scalp trade the market. And hopefully we can help everybody get through. But that's it for me, Diaval.
Thank you, Wendy. Really appreciate it. And yeah, just as Wendy was saying there again, what we try and teach everybody on all three the platforms, don't chase your profits. If you're in a financial situation and you think you're going to get rich overnight and you're going to make up overnight, you are going to lose overnight. So we really, really want to ask you, there are people in our communities that is really making good profit, but they're taking it step by step. HODLNOTs, in my opinion, is your first entry into crypto. You should not be in crypto if you have not done HODLNOTs course. And this is not a sales and marketing to sell more HODLNOTs courses. This is really experience And there's a lot of people on here and out there that will tell you the same. Don't start trading crypto if you're not trained by Wendy or the HODLNOTS or part of that community. Once you've done the HODLNOTS and you want to get into a bit more advanced on the day trading kind of side, then you can do TrendSig, and I promise you, you will start making profits. So before I'm going to get onto the more, not that Wendy and the HODLNOTS is not serious, I think they actually make more money, but before we get to the seriousness, guys, Karen, I haven't spoken to you before the call. Are you online?
Always.
Yeah, always. So Karen, if you don't mind, just take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Just give us a quick background of where you started and what is the key to your success at the moment.
Okay, guys, for those of you that don't know, I have a disability, and when I came into crypto, I was earning a social grant. And I met Wendy through another lady. Like she said, she started training me. I stumbled upon Devon's webpage. We started talking, and things just picked up from there. But from a scalping side, I am not technical at all. Numbers make my head swing. So my way of scalping and trading is very intuitive and very simple. I take small scalps. I promise you, if I make 10% on a scalp, I feel like the queen of the world. But most, on average, I make between 2 and 3% on a scalp. But to give you context, the other day when data was running, I did 10 scalps in a matter of 3 hours, and my profit overall was 68%. And I don't even use all these fancy indicators. Winnie and I spoke about this extensively, that you have to find your own rhythm, and you have to find the indicators that work for you. But the fact of the matter is you have to work at it. And the benefit that we have truly is this community. And Wendy, of course, she's so ultimately passionate about the HODLNOTS and very protective about the HODLNOTS. And I had a lady phone me last night. She's joining the course, the new course, and she's the creative type. And she said to me, will I be able to scalp? I only have a right brain. You know, saying that she's not like Alexander and those people into all the numbers and stuff. And I told her, you know what, I'm also a right brain person and I'm scalping quite successfully. So it is for anybody. If you want to do it, you can do it. You just need to open up your mouth and talk and ask. And I want to challenge the ladies on this call to start being more proactive in the group. Like Devon also always says, there's no such thing as a stupid question. And from my side, I give you this insurance that if anybody is rude to you, which will not happen, we will sort them out. But just start talking and sharing. It's the only way you learn is by asking questions, finding your own rhythm. And yeah, that's about it. It's about community and being part of it. That's the long and the short of it. And that's me,
Right.
Devon.
Thank you, Karen. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so we will chat more about it. Like I said in the chat box, couple of things, get involved, know what's happening. And if you want to know more about HODLNOTS, the website is there. But also, while we're going to call the next group on that everybody is waiting for, Think of some practical ideas what you do at home, even if it's not crypto. Maybe Vaidant can tell us one of his wife's recipes of lacquer cookies. She's a master baker. And we can, yeah, just share, guys and ladies. This is not just about crypto. It's about everything we can keep ourselves busy and get involved in the markets, or in lockdown, keep ourselves safe. All right, Jacques, Johan, and Alex, are you guys online?
Yes.
All right, Johan, are you online?
Yes, Dewald, I'm online.
All right, so Jacques, are you online? Hello, Jacques. All right, maybe he's busy playing in the garden. But just for those of you who don't know about TrendSig yet, Johan is one of the founders. He's a trading analyst, the senior trading analyst in TrendSig, started with it. And he's got a unique way of analyzing the market, which we're not going to get into today. Alex and Jacques joined the TrendSig recently, and they are pretty accurate on their day trades. It's incredible. I just saw the TrendSig signal of possible retracements of Bitcoin, and I just missed it. So now I need to sit out of that trade and wait until it comes back up. But if you got those signals, you would have known to get out and get back in a little bit lower. But besides the point, Johan, I'm going to put you first on. I'm going to hand this over to you. You can lead the chat between you, Alex, and Jacques of what you guys want to share with everybody online. I think everybody is mostly interested on what is happening in Bitcoin at the moment, without getting too technical. So you're welcome to jump in, and yeah, people, this is really special of TrendSig of sharing this information with us. It's not something that we do share public normally. And before everybody starts, this is not financial advice. This is not cast in stone. It is indications, it's probabilities of what might happen in the market. The guys work really serious long hours in trying to analyze the market and coming up with these figures. So don't use it to the T. You can, but we can't take any responsibility. Trade responsible. Don't gamble. If you start chasing the highs and chasing the lows, you are busy gambling. It's as simple as that. But you can make money in Bitcoin and in crypto. So there is no other financial institution that can give you these kind of gains if you do it responsibly and with a calm attitude. So on that note, Johan, over to you, Alex and Jacques.
All right, thanks, Dewald. Yeah, we had a long discussion this morning concerning the markets. I think good for everybody that Bitcoin broke up this morning, 3 o'clock. I went to sleep about 2:55 and it started breaking up. So I'll let you guys know when I'm next taking a nap. So but yeah, it's building up volume. I think Alex can just confirm that later.
Yeah.
At the moment, yeah, I picked up the grid, the extended grid, which is a good sign where we're heading next. I picked up the retracement this morning. We might go back to about 6,000 lowest. But I think about 6,200, 6,170 as a safe entry point again. We just need to confirm that with Alex and with Jacques. But yeah, the extended grid shows that we are going up to 7,500. There's more points higher than that point. And it's basically a reverse pattern that's playing out again from this morning. Luckily, I set up the grid yesterday so that if the reverse pattern happens, that we can pick up the points. and yeah, we did. So I think at 7,000, it's getting a bit risky. So I would get out at 7,000 and just wait for the market to spike a little bit further, and then get out. We are going to see a 3,800, 4,000 retracement from there. And then from there, we'll set up the new grid with a new pattern. You know, we're going to wait for the market to first play out to see, because we're expecting a double or triple bottom, similar to what happened the last few days. So yeah, there will be enough time to buy in at lows. If it goes up, I think first of all, let's just get signals confirmed out between me, Jock, and Alex, that we at least know that you guys will be safe. But I mean, there will be, you know, chance to buy in at the bottom. You've got about 2 to 3 chances to buy in at the bottom. And yeah, I'm out of bull and bear. It's a difficult coin. Actually, difficult coins, you could have made good money, but it's not my cup of tea. So I think the next few months will literally be getting out Bitcoin, you know, as an indicator where the markets are going. So let's make money on that. Yeah, well, that's all from my side.
Yeah, then I will jump in. I see that exactly as Johan. Johan, can you let me share my screen, please?
Yeah, while you're sorting that out, thank you, Johan. That was a huge freebie to everybody. Well done. But yeah, like we said, Johan, Sam also asked if we're going to cover the what's those, the bulls and the bear coins. No, we're not going to cover them. Please be aware that they are closing South Africa at lunchtime tomorrow, 12 o'clock. I think it's 10 o'clock UTC tomorrow. They're taking them off Binance. So if you are trading in the leverage coins, make sure that you are out of them by tomorrow before they are taken off. Otherwise, they will just take the coin, remove the coin, and refund you with BUSD. That's Binance's stable coin. So what they will do is whatever the value of the coin is at that point, sell it and give you the BUSD value of whatever the market is at that time. So just trade with them carefully. They do make money, but they do bite as well. All right, Alex, yours.
Yeah, so here on the screen that I shared, you can see that I have here 2 trend lines. The first trend line was the old upward sloping support line that we had, and that got broken here on the 27th, and we broke under it. And just yesterday, so I could draw a second line because we had a contact point here from the low point, and then here a second contact point yesterday at, or today around midnight when we started this up move. So, and how I draw these trend lines is that I look for several contact points between the candles. So here on the first trend line here, this one, you see I have here several contact points which are touching this trend line, and that confirms that this trend line is valid. As long as this trend line holds, the price continues to go up. If it's broken, of course we go down. So what you can do, or what I did, was that I draw that second trend line, and that gives you a range over the next couple of days. So, and as Johan said, he sees a possibility that we might touch 6,000 again as the risk low. And when I move here on the risk, on the lower trend line, you see that 6,000, if we would go down to the lower trend line to touch it, 6,000 would be around, is that today, that date? No, tomorrow. So tomorrow. And on the upside, we could go as high as 7,200. So there you have like, I think it's like a 10% range or something. Yeah, even more. You have almost like a 20%, 17% range where the price can move over the next 2 days. So, and in regards to the retracement, I see that the same like Johan. I see also the possibility that we would go down to 6.2 to 6,200, because in around 6,200 over the last couple of days here in this region, we had a lot of trading going on. So this zone should right now give us support as we are above that zone right now in regards of the price. So that's my take on that.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Alex. So yeah, that's what we do in HODLNOTS and TrendSig. Now, Alex, for you and Karen, I want to chuck this out there on a bit more practical, like what I said earlier. We're going to try and establish an opportunity of making between 2 to 5% a day profit. Karen, if you don't mind me putting you on the spotlight, Wendy, you're welcome to jump in, and Alex, you more the day trader, Karen and Wendy on the scalping. What is a practical scenario of achieving this? Because before they start, I just want to explain to you, if you think in South African Rand terms, if you've got $100 and you make a 5%, that's, how much dollars is that? 5% every day. You can do the maths. You multiply that with 16 or 17 Rand per dollar that you make every day. You do that for the next 14 days or even 28 days, because there's a high probability that our lockdown will be extended. You do that consistently. That's a lot of money at the end of the lockdown that you can accumulate. So I don't know which one of the three of you wants to jump in and go first, but what is a practical way of achieving this?
So what I found out at the past when I started to get full-time into trading was to achieve consistently 2 to 5% over a day was to learn about candle patterns, because candle patterns is also, in my opinion, the easiest what you can learn and to understand. If you spot certain candle patterns, you know exactly where the price is moving over the next couple of minutes up to the next couple of hours.
Sorry, I struggled to get my unmute button there. Okay, so that's now typical, people. That's a typical trading analyst that talks like that. Now, for our more common people, Wendy and Karen, can you help?
I'll jump in there. I think that if you go to Coin Expert, and maybe we can make it available on the public area instead of the private area. Landon Story, he was brand new HODLNOTer, and he decided, as soon as we introduced new HODLNOTs into the den, we let them trade for a little bit, and then we have a contest. And the contest is so that it gets people out of their scared zone and into scalp trading. And we've had them win with using just $10 or less. So it's not like you have to have a lot of money to participate. The thing is that Landon decided that he knew nothing. He had never traded the markets before. He was not a trader at all. He took the class and he decided he wanted to see if he could really make this work for himself. So we had a 24-hour scalp contest to see what you could scalp with in one day. He decided to scalp the whole 24 hours. So he writes his entire story up, and he's given it to us to show everybody what, if you take it seriously, you can anticipate doing. Now, mind you, after 24 hours, he was scalped out, and I really haven't seen much of him since. But he took it to heart, and he tells his story of how he took $400 and lost the emotional attachment to it and just decided he was going to kiss that money away, and he went to town. And he made a whole bunch. I mean, I think it's something like 96 trades in the 24-hour period. Some of them were less than 2%. But all in all, the story ends up, and he made well over 100% profit in a 24-hour period. So he actually, I think it was like 140-something%. when you added all these little trades up, and he did it in a 24-hour period, but it's a very realistic story, and he tells you his ups and his downs. And I think that that would be a good story for anybody to read even before they got into HODLNOTs, just to show you that it consistently can add up. If you take and set aside 1 to 2 hours a day in scalp trade, and that's all you do, and you make 2% or 1% to 2% on every trade, and you do 5 or 6 trades in an hour, you know, you can easily do probably 10 trades in an hour, but let's just say you do 5 trades in an hour and they're all just, you know, 1%. Well, you've made 5% profit for the whole day in your first hour. So I know that it works. I know that you know, you have to have money to make money. Yeah, to make more money, you scalp more money. But when you're first starting off, if you have $25 and you can turn that into $50 really quick within a matter of a day or two, and then you can roll it again and again and again, eventually you'll have money that you didn't have to put any more money in, but that you can scalp trade and make more funds with. Karen can probably tell you more about that. She hasn't been scalp trading that long, and I think she's doing, like she said, fairly well. So Karen, I'll leave it over to you, but that would be my thing, is to read a real life story, is to read Landon's story.
So guys, I can just reiterate, in all fairness and full disclosure, I don't consider myself the best scalper in the group. There's guys like Teresa and all of them, they make huge percentages. But my success story is basically the same as Landon's. I do small bets. Even if I do a 1.5, I'm fine with it. And if I start the day off and everybody is making profits and I am battling, I walk away. And that's the secret. You mustn't trade or scalp trade when you are not feeling well. Honestly, that's why I say I do small trades, small scalps, and it adds up. Big thing is not to try to be like someone else. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it again. Find your own rhythm, find your own methodology, and just make it work. It sounds simple, but it works. That's all I can say. I hope that's enough. And oh, I'm always here to help you. I can also say that. Okay,
Thanks, Karen. Yeah, so a couple of very important points touched on there. One is emotion. Get your emotion under control. If you're going to chase the markets, you're going to lose money. If you're going to chase profits, you are going to lose money. The second very important part is have a structure, have a planning. We are going to, in the next couple of days, talk about how to plan your crypto portfolio, how to work, design. Alwyn, are you online? I want to put him on the spot a bit. Alwyn, I see you.
Hello, Dewald.
Yes. All right. Alwyn, I've just put him on the spot. I've never spoken to him about this before.
Alwyn left. It's only Alwyn.
So he's a very interesting member, and I mean that with lots of love and respect. But he knows the financial side of planning. So it's actually Donald who helped me with the Excel spreadsheet. It was his brainchild because he called me one night and said, listen, dude, how do I plan my crypto portfolio? What do I do with mine? And we sat together on a call and we pulled up an Excel spreadsheet. And by asking simple questions, we came to that Excel spreadsheet template that we use in HODLNOTs. Now, with Alwyn having a lot of financial background and experience, and there's another member in here too, but we'll talk to him or about him later. We are trying to perfect that Excel spreadsheet on how to plan it and work it. Alwyn, maybe from your part in the financial background of planning, why would crypto planning be different, or is there, or are there any differences between financial planning and crypto financial planning?
Well, the first thing is the potential growth is much higher. On the other hand, the risk is also much higher. And being a financial advisor for 38 years and now at the point of leaving that industry, it's totally different in a sense, terms that you look at. I mean, in the financial services industry, you can't look at a 1 minute scalp trade as an example. It's not, it doesn't exist. So it's more medium and longer term, but there are similarities, and what I intend to do is to find out from the people who set up the system that, well, I used. Not everybody uses it, but that I used, is to try and get the basics from how they did it, and see how we can transfer their knowledge. Well, first of all, over to you and your team, as we spoke yesterday, and then from there, let everybody, starting with the HODLNOTs first, have something in their hand or on their computer that they can use to plan and to along the way see, is there growth, is it on par with where they want to be in the short and medium term. So yeah, there is similarities, or there are similarities, but it's also totally different.
So in short, don't trade crypto unless you've got a proper plan, financial plan, or financial structure in place, that you know what your direction and target is. Because what I've personally found, as a lot of people jumps into it, they buy crypto and they think they're going to get rich overnight without having a specific goal or long-term or short-term planning.
Yeah, and one thing that I realized, and I must admit, I realized it even more when I just now listened to Karen and Wendy again, is it's for me to jump over from the medium longer term vision and plans and everything that we had to this shorter term scalp trading, and to find the balance between scalp trading and swing trading and the TrendSig in the middle. It's not easy, and I've been in financial services for quite some time. So yeah, it's something that you need to handle with gloves, and not these gloves that we use these days, proper gloves.
All right. No, thank you very much, Alvin. I know you're going to call me afterwards and say to me, what the heck, but in any case, thank you for that.
No problem.
So in a nutshell, please don't gamble. If you want to gamble in crypto, you might as well just donate it to Hichu and the team that they are busy with. If you want to make money and grow your portfolio, then don't do it without the HODLNOTs or without a community of proper TAs and signals that you can get. So yeah, over the next couple of days, we will keep on talking and sharing these kind of things. But for now, I think it's enough about crypto. Unless you've got lots of questions, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and come online and ask away. We are here to help you. Otherwise, we're going to open. Yes.
On the comment that Alvin made about, finding the rhythm between the three styles, I think I mentioned it yesterday that it's something that I'm implementing since yesterday in my own trading, is that I will start, say for argument's sake today, I decide today I scalp, then I scalp. Then Marius gives out new information overnight, and then I see I have to work through this information. And then whatever happens in the scalping group, I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to put off my notifications, and I'm going to work on my Marius trades. And I think you must have blocks of time which you allocate during your day or over a number of days to your different styles of trading. And you must discipline yourself. I'm speaking to myself as well here. To do what you set out to do. Because if you don't have these divisions, and I found it in my own journey, then at a certain stage, the things do get jumbled up. So that is just a suggestion that I would throw out there.
Brilliant. Thanks. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, well, can I just jump in there quickly? And that what the stuff that what Karen just said, I admit that I underestimated it, and see that as a warning. Don't think, this is some, you can just carry on. You should not underestimate what Karen just said.
Thank you very much. All right, so any questions regarding crypto or what Hugo spoke about? Because if there's no questions or any other further comments, I would love to open the floor for anybody just to talk in general. What do you do to keep yourself busy, to keep yourself occupied? Any tips, any news, any jokes, lighthearted, or yeah, just open the floor for any topic out there.
Wendy keeps me occupied.
She keeps us all occupied.
That's good. Sorry, Karen. But you're a world of help to me. Thank you.
Dewald, I have something to say.
Go for it, Rion.
Something that stuck to me the first time I met you there at the church. You told us that if you trade without a goal, you are gambling. And so just to follow up what you said now, something that really changed my scalping was literally taking in parallel the Excel spreadsheet you guys gave us. And then on my budget side, I would go and I would take, let's say, for instance, my cell phone account.
Yeah.
That is an X amount. And I would sit and I would trade for that account for the day. And I wouldn't stand up before that account isn't finished. But when I'm finished, I would get out of the market, I would stand up and I would leave. And that is something that saved me a lot. I was really successful using that method.
Awesome. So there you go. There you go. All 2 to 5% a day is achievable, and just following these things.
Well done.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point that Rian made there. When you achieved your goal, your daily goal, nonetheless, it's at 2% or 5%. Go away from the computer. Don't get greedy, and don't try to outsmart the market. Just go away. Keep you occupied with something else. Read a book or something. And just don't watch the market again for the whole day until the next day when you wake up and want to make again 2 to 5%.
Awesome.
Totally.
Hello, Gert. I saw you online and you unmuted. Did you want to say something?
You mentioned that we can say what we do in this time of lockdown.
Yeah, please share what's happening.
No, it's just that the thing that I've been battling with, one of my goals is like this, well, it was a goal that I'm setting out, especially in the time of lockdown, was not to lapse on my, I'm a religious guy, so let me make that clear, is not to slip on my intimacy with God, so with the Father. And so the one thing that I picked up is that I became, I don't know what you call that, but when I wake up in the morning, my hand goes to my mobile and I start checking the markets.
Obsessed.
And, pardon? Yeah, obsession is one of the things. But in any case, I've learned now to actually shut off, because if I start my day like that, it's on the wrong foot. The second thing, what I do in this time of at home, my wife is very, very diligent on everything that has to be clean. And so I've just come in the habit now of knowing that the best way to start the morning after my quiet time is to get stuck into the house and vacuum the floors and mop up everything, because we've got tile floors. That's just on a humorous note. But once it's done,
that's being house trained.
Yeah. So, I'm just mentioning that obviously now you know what it takes when you have somebody else doing the cleaning and you doing it yourself. But now I'm paying the house help because they are not here. They have to continue their living, and so we didn't lose out on paying them their money. I'm just paying them money now and doing their work, and it gives me a new dimension of understanding.
Yeah, well, Gert, they're working from home now, so you still have to pay them. They're working from home. Yeah, they're working from home.
Yeah, but they're not at my home. All I'm just saying, I'm paying them. Yeah. Any case, that's just my two pennies worth.
No, thanks, Gert. I really appreciate that. All right, who's doing what else at home that is keeping you occupied? Johan, you, Alex, and Jacques don't have to answer because I know what you're doing. And Wendy, you don't have to answer. I know what you're doing. Donald, what do you
can we talk about CoinExpert and putting a place on CoinExpert for possible?
Oh yes, you and Karen is busy with that. So
well, we were talking about it, but what we'd like to do is put an area on CoinExpert that everybody here can donate to in open forum. One area could be sharing global recipes. Maybe some casserole dishes or things that could last for a while, and we could my salsa is already there, but we could add some recipes that people can use. Cooking larger meals they're probably not used to because it's different having all of the family at home. And then we can have an area
or cleaning tips.
Gert tips. Gert can put some of his
cleaning tips. Yes.
However you say that.
Gert.
Can put his
Just say Gert.
Gert.
Yeah, say Gert like in yogurt.
I'm so sorry. I mean, I yogurt. Gert. Okay. I say it totally different. Marius gets on me all the time. You'd think after being married to a South African that long, I'd have a little bit of Afrikaans, but no, not.
Sorry, Wendy, I'm just going to interrupt you quickly. I'm going to stop the recording on this.
You were recording. Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
no,
great.
people ask me to record. So if it's okay, maybe just finish the CoinExpert concept and then I'll stop the recording and then we can carry on.
Yeah, definitely. So we want an area for funnies so that if somebody's maybe by themselves and they're bored and they don't know what to do, or maybe they're getting a little bit depressed from being cooped up in the house, sometimes just a chuckle can lighten, and we can put all of our funnies in there. We can have an area that people can share, especially for those who have little ones at home, children that they don't know what to do with. I mean, there are some people out there that have some really cool moms and dads who have some really talented things you could do to make this a really good experience for your kids. And I was thinking that, my kids are grown and gone, so I don't have that issue anymore. Thank you. But I know that my neighbors, and I will say this, I have Italian neighbors, and they have lots of little kids, and they're all in the house, and they won't let them go out and play with their friends because they don't want them to bring anything home because they have a newborn baby at home as well. So between the newborn baby crying and all the other little kids in the house screaming, hollering, and it's just crazy neighborhood over there in that one little house. They're actually playing dodgeball in the garage because you can hear the ball banging up against the garage. But what I thought was really cool was Byron has a really cool video that he put out with him and his daughter where he's playing the Cape Crusader, or he's playing the Power Ranger, and his daughter's dressed up playing the princess, and he's playing games with her. And I'm thinking, how great is that you could turn COVID-19 into an extremely memorable time for your kids. They've got mom and dad at home, and instead of being all distraught and depressed about something you have no control over, let's turn it into, let's build a fort on the dining room table. And let's crawl in there and play cars underneath the table with our kids. But parents have some great ideas like how to make Play-Doh, how to do this, how to do that might help entertain those kids and keep them so where mom and dad can have some sanity. We can have an area there, and anything else that you might come up with. News articles, maybe keep up with what's going around the world in different areas, and any other thing that you can think of. I think it would be great for us to info share there. That's my 2 cents. All right, I'm done.
That's a good tip. Yeah, for those who don't know about Coin Expert, I did post the link. It's Coin Expert, Koin expert.com or .co.za, yeah, .com, I think. So go to that, register and get involved. It's just a normal forum platform, and let's see how the Kryptonians can share ideas. Thanks for that, Wendy. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, Corin.
So if I can just jump in here with what Wendy has said, with this information sharing, if I can just put it out there, you know, all the stats and the spread of the virus and everything is all over the internet. So if you do share news, I personally would prefer if you can share a news article of someone that actually lived, or some positive things that you can do to recover or keep your body alkaline. Please don't put it there that today 14,000 people all over the world died. We can find that anywhere. So that's just my idea.
Keep it positive. Very good point. Thank you, Corin. All right, everybody, those who wants to stay online and just partake in a general chat, maybe got questions for Alex or Johan or Wendy or whoever, Donald, you can ask him as well. He knows how to entertain himself and his family. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We are going to open this. I am busy talking to Zoom, and we've just added our upgraded our membership to be able to participate 1,000 people. Share the links. We are going to open this. I know, sorry, Wendy, Johan, Alex, we haven't really discussed it, but we are going to open this for anybody to jump online, whether they TrendSig to know it, HODLNOTS or not. I do think it's valuable for everybody to hear what we have to say and share. And so, yeah, anybody is welcome as of tomorrow, but we are going to stop this recording now and just have a lucky chat. Thank you all.